everyone. Welcome to Light and Shadows, our Symbaroum weekly campaign. My name is Bolthra, and we will be kicking off the game in just a few moments. I just wanted to say welcome to all of our new subscribers. A couple new folks joined us this past week, and I'm really happy that you're here. If this is your first time watching us, welcome. Glad you found us. Please be sure to hit that like button. And if you enjoy what you've seen, consider subscribing to us and joining the fun. I am going to pop in all the other players here, and let's talk to everybody and turn it over to our GM, Aloysius.
That was so much more of a spectacle than I was expecting it to be. Hello, I'm Aloysius. I am the game master for our game of Symbaroum. It has been a entertaining time thus far. And before we get into what happened last time and sort of what's ahead of us, I'm going to have my lovely players introduce/reintroduce themselves. And we'll start with Jeffrey tonight.
Hi, everybody. I'm playing Criven Delanru, and I am a changeling fighter, specifically a duelist. Criven was on the path to becoming a paladin, and that all changed when their changeling forms began developing, and they had to flee their home nation and are scraping a living for themselves as a merc out in the wilds.
Thank you very much. And Q.
Hey everybody, I'm Q. I'm playing Ponder. I am an exploring scholar and an ogre. I fully believe that the answers we seek are in the deepest, darkest Davakar.
And last but certainly not least, since he started this whole channel in the first place, Tom, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I jumped ahead. Sorry. I like to keep things mixed up. So again, my name's Tom. I am playing Willow Grimsbane. She is a young barbarian witch who is starting to think she might be in over her head. She's sort of maybe exaggerated a bit on her adventuring resume, and she has some experience going through the forest and pathfinding, that kind of thing, but maybe this might be a little more than she's used to. So she's hoping she can make a quick recovery and live up to everyone's expectations of who she said she was.
Yeah, like the equivalent of a 10-year-old biking to the edge of town and thus getting, that gives them like worldly experience.
Of course, yeah. I've seen the horizon. I know what it is.
All right. Well, last time, our grand what the fuck was I even about to go with there? Our group of hirelings paid a visit to the settlement holy place known as Karvasti, which is a can gather together, and I don't know if I cut out there or not because all of you froze. Okay, because all of you froze, and I just saw all of you doing this, just looking down at various.
We're all looking at your frozen image in the.
Do like Brady Bunch. So
yeah, just look at each other.
We crawl up into your screen. Yeah.
But they.
Sorry.
They went with the intent of seeking the knowledge of both the Huldra and the head priest of the Shrine of the Setting Sun in a hopeful attempt of learning more about the Twilight Thistle and where exactly it could be located. And while they weren't exactly able to speak to the Huldra herself, they were able to speak to one of her advisors, who reluctantly pointed them in a helpful, if not dangerous, direction. And the head priest ended up being more or less unhelpful, depending on how you look at it. But with that, our group left Karvasti, heading northeast towards the darker parts of the forest, where they found themselves being watched last night by unknown persons. And that is where we will pick up with all of you the following morning, getting ready to get a move on.
Willow probably got very little sleep.
Right.
She
was very paranoid about it all last time.
Yeah. There's definitely something out there that's watching us. And how do I hide the fact that it's freaking me out? I'm not doing very well hiding it. So she probably is going to shut up for a little bit so she doesn't just start babbling. She's pretty sure that they've seen that she's a little unnerved.
Yes, if she was actively trying to hide how much it freaked her out, then that would be a discreet roll against everybody else's vigilance.
Yeah.
But that is up to you as to whether how hard she's actually trying to hide that fact.
No.
Well, though I'm loath to suggest it, I think perhaps we should skip breakfast and eat on the path. I'm a little worried about the people who were watching us last night.
You saw them too?
Didn't we all?
Well, I know. I'm just making sure that somebody else saw it.
Well, I saw a vague silhouette that you pointed at.
Okay.
But there was certainly something there, and I'm assuming you're not crazy.
Well, thank you. I like to think I'm not.
I think I've known you long enough to trust your eyes.
Yes, if you said that you saw something, we believe you.
Well, thank you.
Well, I saw something, so I don't need to believe you.
I saw something and I still don't believe you.
I don't believe what I saw. I don't trust my own eyeballs, my own singular eyeball.
He pops it out, polishes it, puts it back in.
Yeah.
Only his secondary senses does he trust.
Yeah. I only trust my ears, not my eyes.
Your nose?
Oh, excuse me. So yeah, let's get on the get on the road.
Yeah.
Freight camp, bushwhack. I mean, not like we're going to be able to lose them in the woods if, as stealthy as they were last night. I don't. Hell, maybe we could just hang out here and eat breakfast and it wouldn't matter. I don't know, but Ponder is nervous and wants to get on the road.
Yeah. So is Willow. She's like, we can eat while we walk.
Mm-hmm.
Precisely.
A sound plan. So roughly on the map, if I had to give you guys a general location as to where you're at, you're more or less like dead center between where Saren's pyramid and the Sun Temple are, sort of making your way in a northeasternly direction.
Good.
We didn't get lost, or at least that's where we believe we are.
Yes, that's where you believe you are. You're fairly confident on it.
Mm-hmm.
Are we under like heavy tree cover at this point, or kind of what's the terrain looking like?
There is some pretty heavy tree cover, but not. But it's sort of like the branches are broken up a bit and spread out enough, and while the trees are fairly tall, they're not so tall that they're like blocking out the sun.
Okay.
So there's still plenty of sun, sort of like breaking through the canopy of the trees.
Okay.
Do you all think that it would be best if one of us tried to hang back a little bit and keep an eye from a different perspective, or should we stay as a group?
Well, if you don't mind getting picked off because you're by yourself, I suppose that wouldn't be a bad suggestion. Secondary, would you like to do that? Only if you feel safe. If not, stay
And
with the group.
confident in your skills.
I'm confident of being able to stay hidden and quiet.
That works for me.
I mean, Carl is
That's
going to be enough of
certainly
a
work.
distraction that even I could probably hide back there.
If you would like to be our eyes and ears, I approve of this plan.
Okay. Could there be potentially a point where, if our natural path is taking us through trees, an easy point where Criven can just kind of peel off and put a little bit of a pacing distance between them and the rest of the party? Just
Yep.
kind of keep it to the outskirts.
Yep, easily enough. Make me a discreet roll with a +3 modifier, because you have Carl being a kind of noisy distraction with the group.
Okay. That's a pass. 14 out
Alright.
of 18.
All right, you at the earliest convenience, you sort of break off from the group, slow pace a little bit, and sort of just break off into the tree line and foliage. The others none the wiser to you disappearing.
I'd like to, as we're kind of walking through the forest, I want to see if I could. My alchemy is just when I already have the ingredients, right? Because it says can gather herbs and minerals to create one dose. So, does that allow me to be looking for things while we're walking?
Yes, I'll allow that.
Okay, I just want to make
Provided
sure.
you guys aren't moving at a like super fast pace anyway.
Yeah,
So I'd say you could be able to look as you're going.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, somebody could even get ahead of us, really. Carl's not going to move that fast.
So let's see. My cunning is a 10. I got a 5. Yippee!
All right. What exactly are you looking for? What are you looking to make?
Herbs, really for the some of the health potions that we that we bought. But I'm looking for ingredients, just kind of as we're along the path. Oh, hey, that's some whatever, and she kind of just goes over with a knife, cuts it, throws it in her
Yep, easily enough.
bag. Okay, all right. I'm not looking for a specific amount. I'm just, we'll kind of worry about that part later. But she's just kind of doing that kind of thing.
Yes, I say
Really?
as you're sort of like moving about, not looking super intently, but just keeping your eye out as you're walking. I say you gather enough materials to make 2 of those potions.
Perfect. All right, cool. And basically, it's just to kind of keep her mind busy because she's starting to get a little nervous. So I don't know if she would have been to the Sarons, or however you say it, it's pyramid previously. I don't know if in her journey from where her tribe normally is, if she might have gone. Would think she would have gone past it at some point. Does she know anything about that place?
If I can find it in my notes, then I can give you a maybe on that question.
That's
Right.
We ask the hard questions around here.
Yeah.
It seems like, it's the sort of place that Ponder would at least have knowledge of, even if he hasn't been there.
Yeah.
But, like that superficial touristy kind of knowledge, like Tuscany is nice in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, that's a good looking place right there.
Yeah.
Just want to know, is it a place of utter despair and danger that like we shouldn't go there? It's a nice taco shop, you know. I mean,
Okay, there we go. I was like, well, if this thing would load for me, that'd be wonderful.
Come visit the friendly cesspool pits of the Pyramid of
yeah, exactly.
Get a free sacrifice with every visit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know I got that card somewhere in my purse. So.
It's one of those where you get clipped 10 times and you get a free one.
A little skull on each one, you know.
Why? Where?
It's not that big a deal.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just more curious. Just
Yes.
it's a mysterious place.
Yes. It's a mysterious place that is not outwardly beneficial to you at this time.
Right. If we go there, you'll tell us. So okay.
Yes.
All right.
I will. I will. Yes, I will uncover it from this mountain of information.
That's fine. So I think we talked about we're kind of just going northeast then.
Yep, you're kind of just more or less trying to stay in a steady northeasternly direction, since you know that is the quickest way to get you to the darker parts of the forest.
Okay.
We're headed right for the D.
Okay.
All right. As you guys are walking, are you doing anything in particular? I know Criven is tailing from a distance. Are Willow I know Willow is gathering herbs, but is she and or Ponder doing anything else as they are moving?
Keep an eye out for interesting mushrooms. Any that might be helpful for Willow, and any that might be helpful for adding to our stores of breakfast items.
Yeah, she's just looking to level up herbalism as she goes. So.
All right. Well, if you're looking for mushrooms, make me a vigilance check.
Okay.
See if there are any mushrooms that stand out to you as you're walking.
None that I notice.
All right.
Or I find a bunch and they're really tasty and really poisonous. That's up to you. I got a 13 over my 5.
Well, as you're walking, you see like a lot of like berries and flowers and that sort of thing, but you're not really seeing any mushrooms right now.
Wrong time of the year. Hasn't rained recently.
All right, and just walking for a while, can one of you make a God, what did we do last time? Was it a strong check to start clearing the the foliage?
Yeah.
As it is starting to get a bit more dense, and you will start moving at a slower pace.
Success.
All right, easily enough. You start sort of just clearing away the branches and various pieces of brush that are just in your way, and you keep moving at a slow but good pace. You're not being hindered. And as you guys are traversing throughout the day, Criven, could you make me a vigilance check to sort of just like keep an eye out?
Sure thing. So Criven would have, as soon as they were in tree cover, they would have shifted back to their dark furs and leathers with the fox mask. Are the trees around here climbable by chance? Is it thick enough tree cover around here? How dense are we talking?
I would say yes. I would say not all the trees are climbable, but more of them are than not.
Okay. Would it be possible to travel tree from tree following the cart, or not necessarily?
I would say yes, but what is the roll? What would the roll for that be?
Maybe quick or accurate.
Sure, we'll go with quick.
Okay. So vigilant or quick first?
We'll say since you're deciding to move from tree to tree, give me a quick first.
Okay. Boop. Great. That's a success.
All right, cool. Easily enough. You are perfectly at home in the forest.
Okay.
And you quickly and silently are moving from tree to tree to keep up with the rest of the group.
Okay. Here comes the vigilant,
All right.
which I'm not as confident about. It's a fail by 1.
All right. Well, you're easily keeping up with the sort of caravan that's going on at the moment, and you are confident that you are undetectable by most everything in the immediate vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing is really standing out to you as abnormal, or you don't get the feeling that the group's being watched or anything like that.
Gotcha.
But nonetheless, you keep an eye out, keep up the pace.
Cool.
And not before long, it is about it's about time where things start getting dark. It gets a bit darker, a bit quicker than it would were you out of the forest, but because of the sheer amount of tree coverage, it starts getting darker much quicker.
I'd like to make use my bushcraft to help us find food and water.
All right,
Get
go right
ready
ahead.
to look for camp. So there's vigilant. And there's a 15, and I did not succeed. Again, the thing she's brought for, she fails at. So
yeah, you're trying to be proactive. Get you guys some stuff so you'll have it in the future. But you just, last night really shook you a lot, so you're not at the top of your game, and
keep getting distracted and
and so you'll just have to make do with what you guys had brought with you previously for
rations.
the time being.
Yep. It's a patchy bit of the forest. I couldn't find any mushrooms either.
Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know. I'm just not having any luck out here. Do we get to something that would resemble a clearing or a somewhere like a defensible area that that we would possibly want to camp for the night?
I wouldn't so much say clearing, but you see a bit in the forest where the trees are slightly more broken up from each other, where you feel like you could sort of take that sort of like immediate area as a decent place to camp for the evening.
Okay. 'Cause that's when she's gonna use witch circle.
All right.
And kind of make our little base for the night. So
all right.
Excellent.
And I believe that is a resolute roll from you in order to do the witch circle.
Just says I think it's resolute. Yeah. That would be a 4 on a 15, so
all right.
at least she's good at that. So
Yes. You are so focused to exactly. You are so focused to make sure that this witch circle works that you just you focus all of your attention into it, and nothing else that's going on right now even phases you. This has your sole attention until it's perfect.
At least I can do one thing right. All right, guys.
Well, if you're going to succeed at one thing, this is the best one to succeed at.
Yeah, you're right, I suppose. She's like, maybe I'm just out of my Oh man, I didn't get any sleep last night, so hopefully tonight, and then she's gonna kind of peer around to see. She's got that. Are they watching us tonight?
I would certainly try to get some sleep if you can help it. The last thing we need is a sleepy witch who is not at the top of her game.
Yes, I agree. Why don't you take last watch?
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. She's gonna.
Okay. I'll take the first watch. And who wants to go second?
I will.
Very good.
Criven reappears and steps into the witch circle as the old piratey Viking.
Yes,
Yarr.
the old pirate. Yes, the old piratey Viking Scottish man.
Yeah. Jaskar Bogren.
You really like that poem, don't you? You're going to enjoy retirement.
All
Mixed
right.
company and all.
Well, then I suppose I will take third watch and let our young witch get as much rest as possible.
She's already drooling. Yeah,
Just passes out from sheer exhaustion.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll once everyone's down, I'll throw in a little extra time and work it out so that the three of us can cover the whole watch and let her sleep through the night, since she seems to be sleeping.
All right, sounds good. So, Ponder, you are taking first watch, yes?
Take first watch, yes.
All right, then do me a solid and give me a vigilant check.
Nope. 13
Nope.
over 5.
Ooh.
Okay. All right, so you're sort of keeping an eye out, and you're not nearly as paranoid as Willow has been about this whole thing, but there were people watching you last night.
Yeah.
And
So I'll look up occasionally from my book just to check and see if anybody's watching.
yeah. But you're like too engrossed in your book to really be focusing that hard.
Par for the course.
Yeah. But you look around every once in a while, and you don't really see anything, but it's a bit hard to tell because it's dark forest. But you feel at ease at not seeing anything.
All right. Good. Yeah. It must have been our imagination. That's it. Or just some locals that we've left behind.
Yeah.
I'm sure everything will be fine. What could go wrong?
Oh no! All three, Q.
And not
Beetlejuice.
No!
Yeah.
It's showtime.
Yeah. And not before long, your watch shift comes to an end, and it's time for you to get Criven up for their watch.
All right. Criven, wake up.
It's showtime. Huh?
Yep. It's showtime.
Alright.
Time for you. I stayed up a little extra long so that Willow could sleep. If you could do the same thing before you wake up, secondary, that'd be great.
Oh, yes, I can do that. Alright, off to it then. Have a
All right.
good rest.
Yeah, good watch. All's quiet. I didn't see anything.
Alright.
Or hear anything. Or taste anything.
Or
Felt a little chilly.
what did you smell?
Secondary's feet.
Something of
I
a
know.
licorice quality to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
I got up and
it's,
smelled his toes while he was sleeping.
it's somewhat refreshing, actually.
Yeah. Invigorating, even.
Yeah. If I started to fall asleep, I'd take a good long sniff. Anyway, I'm off to bed. Stop talking to me so that I can go to sleep.
Alright.
All right.
Criven.
Well, Ponder goes off to sleep, and Criven, you get up to take second watch.
Criven will, during the course, just kind of check in with Carl and kind of stroke the muscled sinew on his neck a little bit. Vigilant.
Yep.
Fail.
All
10,
right.
needed a 7.
Really engrossing, rippling muscles there. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just really taking in Carl's form.
It's like, man, I wish I could
quads.
draw.
This would be really tasty.
Man, maybe it's a good breeding stock. We'd maybe breed him, and then we'd have a Carl Jr. That probably tastes really good.
Did not hear the setup at all, only heard the punchline, and I'm still satisfied.
Oh, good.
But yeah, so you're too distracted by Carl and his muscly, sinewy neck, and
you know you have to draw that now.
Yeah.
We need fan art of muscular Carl.
of Criven petting muscular Carl.
Oh dear.
It must be done.
Specifically, Criven as an old Scotsman petting
Right.
a muscly Carl.
My fondness for set dressing has gotten the best of me once again.
Yeah.
All right. So you're distracted by muscly Carl, and take
Fan
that
art
out.
in the comments,
I would
please.
say take that out of context. And Willow, you're sleeping, but do me a favor and make a discreet check for me.
Discreet check. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
I had a 9 and I rolled a 1. Okay.
All right. Love to see it. All right, Criven. Things go off without a hitch. You're petting this ox, looking around. Night seems great.
You're a good boy, Carl.
You're
doing
a good
a good
boy,
job.
me.
Get your
almost-
hands off me. Swinging his head, trying to gore you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. At first, Carl doesn't seem super about it. He's like, "I'm not used to being pet. I don't know what you're doing right now." But then he sort of seems like he's kind of into it
We're vibing.
after a while.
No, just relax. Just relax. Listen to the soothing sound of my voice.
Oh boy, this is getting creepy.
I didn't start it, but damn it, I'll finish it.
That's what he said. No. So,
Oh
sorry.
boy.
Uh,
Okay.
Symbaroum, everyone.
Well, yeah, Criven, your watch, totally chill.
Awesome.
And before you know it, your watch is done. Your watch has ended, if you will.
Good night, Carl.
Okay.
I forgot Secondario?
Secondaro.
Secondaro. I'll go wake Secondaro.
All right. How do you wake him up? Do you just kick his foot?
I'll start petting the muscles of his neck.
slowly wake him up. Slowly and gently.
So,
it's like a shaking of the shoulders sort of thing.
A little warm oil first.
Yeah, warm it up between your palms first. You don't want to put the cold stuff on.
You hold a lot of tension in your shoulders, don't you?
Yep. And
Well, shoulders. Sorry.
yep. So as you do that for about maybe 10 seconds, he just opens his eye, not slowly, but he just straight up opens up his eye and it just looks over at you and it says, "I am not accustomed to be woken up in this fashion."
Well, it's your turn to watch. Sorry. I'll kick you next time if you prefer.
Do what you will. And he sort of sits up and heads over towards the more or less like the edge of the witch circle to sort of just start keeping an eye out. Get some good sleep if you can.
All right. Holler if anything interesting happens.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, we've really derailed you.
Things are going to start going in very unexpected directions very soon.
The deep dark forest of Davakar.
I enjoyed our time on Twitch.
It was a good run.
Oh, okay. But so you head off to sleep at Criven, and next thing you know, you all start slowly starting to wake to light breaking through the canopy, getting that nice natural wake up as opposed to a horrible sudden jolt
of someone rubbing your shoulders.
Yeah.
Carl.
I think we're getting a bit too friendly with the ox.
Yeah.
Willow's gonna sit up and go, what? Maybe I don't want to know what happened. Oh my god. She's gonna look over at Kerwin and then she's gonna look over. Did I sleep through my watch?
No.
Yes, we let you sleep in.
Oh.
You looked like you needed it. We all decided to sleep in too. Nobody kept watch.
What?
We just-
she's gonna
we just-
gonna sit up and
we
she's
just
looking around.
What?
I'm just messing with you.
We just trusted your witch circle that much that we felt we didn't need to watch out.
All
Wow.
right.
No coffee this morning.
Yep,
That
everyone's
did it.
good and awake now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
But seriously, we didn't see anything watching us last night, so
All right.
we
good.
must have left them behind.
Okay.
I heard of something after you all went to sleep, but I did not see anything.
Probably
Right.
just blood squirrels again. I'm gonna go see if I can rustle up some bird eggs for breakfast. Anybody want some?
I'll go with you. And she'll make another.
Good, because I got no vigilance, so you know.
Yeah.
Now,
Straight
and,
too far.
Yeah.
and I'll give you a Willow, if you're the one making the roll, then I'll give you a +3 since Ponder's
Oh.
helping you out.
Nice.
Oh,
Okay.
not a -3. That's good.
Oh, mine. No, +3. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
So, and she rolled a 4. On her
Oh,
vigilance.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
There we
Teamwork.
go.
So,
Good
so
night
she
sleep.
actually.
Get you up on my shoulders, and then you can see the high branches.
Yeah. She'll actually be kind of checking out the upper branches, looking for some eggs.
You, I'd say after a good chunk of sort of like checking various trees that you see bird nests in, I'd say you, over the course of like various nests and trees, you manage to get together about maybe 10 eggs or so. So,
Okay.
pretty decent haul.
All right.
Right, but they're quail eggs, so don't get your hopes up.
Cosmonaut not demon eggs.
Yes, they're not bougie. They're not bougie, but they'll taste good.
Somewhere between Cadbury and demon eggs. So.
Yeah.
So, um, The trash mob follows us everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Season 1, episode 3.
Yep.
C-ish number 53.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you're gonna
We love a
bring
good editor's note.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stan.
True believers.
we're gonna bring all that back, and she's pretty happy. She's like, "Thanks, Ponder. That you were a big help."
Oh, good. Yes, I'm glad because I didn't see anything on the ground.
And she's whoever is I don't know. Well, she'll worry about who cooks and all that.
It's probably Griffin's turn.
All right, so you had to get the one out there real quick.
That's
Yeah.
right. Crash
But,
wasn't here to beat us to it.
But so the two of you walk back to camp as Criven and Secundero are sort of like getting everything together except for the bare essentials, and you return with a haul of eggs. And Secundero sort of looks over at the two of you and says, "Good haul."
We did all right. We did all right. I think today's gonna be a good day.
I agree. I'm positively ecstatic.
This is where we burst into song. So-
Yeah.
Oh. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Exactly.
Well, I'm glad to see you in good spirits.
I am.
Would you like me to cook those up, or are you going to save them for another time?
Oh no, this is for breakfast for today. Yes, please do cook.
Yep.
It's only fair that I do it, seeing as you went through the effort of finding them in the first place.
That's great, because I'm a lousy chef.
Well, don't expect anything fancy.
No, that's the nice thing about eggs. It's really hard to mess them up. I mean, you could burn them, and that's about it.
So,
Even when they're raw, they're still edible.
Secundero, have you been through this part of the forest before?
This exact part, more than likely. Not exactly too many landmarks that stick out when there's just trees everywhere.
I was looking for. I've been near here, and I was looking for anything I recognize. But you're right. It just seems to be all kind of blends in, and it seems like it's easy to get lost. But we seem to be making good progress heading northeast.
I would say so as well. If I had to guess correctly based on our pace, Bayaga territory should be about to the west of here.
She brightens up because that's her tribe or her clan. Typically, they're heading east about this time of year. Maybe if we run into them, I can ask them for assistance.
Yes, it's certainly possible we could run into a hunting party, so that could not hurt.
Is there anything that we could do to signal that we're friendlies?
Oh, I just give them the handshake. So, and she laughs. She's like, "No, there's no handshake. My tribe are nomadic kind of hunters and gatherers, so they're not really going to have war parties out. If we come across anybody, it's going to be more than likely just people gathering food. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about them."
All right.
Yes, the Bayaga are certainly more of the amenable type compared to some other clans that I've had
Yeah.
experience with.
We're good eggs.
And these are too.
Thank you. Good night.
Really cracking me up there.
Okay. All right, so he finishes preparing the eggs. They're nothing fancy. They're just it's just a big thing of scrambled eggs with whatever seasonings you guys happen to have with you.
I think I
forgot the
taste
shot.
paprika.
But it's
Anyway,
but,
it tastes good. We eat.
yeah, it tastes it tastes better than rations.
That's
Mm.
true. That's true.
It's a nice change of pace compared to the past few days.
Iron rations. Yep.
Mhm.
All right. She's Willow's raring to go. She's now she has some energy, some hope. So she's probably annoying them now, moving around. Go, okay, let's get this on here. Come on, let's pack this up. Come on, guys, let's go. Come on.
Has a
go,
lot more
go.
pep in her steps today.
Come on, let's get going.
I'm moving as fast as I can for the
I know
hour.
you are Ponder, but I want to just make sure that everybody kind of knows when it's time to go, and I think it's time to go. So let's get ready.
Okay. All right, so we double up our time, get Carl loaded, and get the cart loaded as fast as possible. Start
Yeah.
pushing through the bushes.
Yeah. Start making some headway and just feeling good. The light from the light shining through the trees, it seems just especially bright and warm this morning as you guys are making your way further into the forest.
Definitely a travel montage. So
Yep, lots of sweeping shots of our party walking through, just like a Tolkien story.
We pass a few halflings and a couple of rangers and an elf on the way, like heading
Yeah.
opposite direction.
Just got it. Sup?
Yeah. You just like look back and you're like, oh, that's a pretty eclectic looking crowd.
yeah.
Yeah. Man, they really need to balance their party.
I don't see a wizard or a magic person in that party. What are they even doing?
It's a whole bunch of halfling rogues. What is that?
Yeah.
I think they call them
Yeah.
burglars. So
Mm.
Yeah, let's do a like a 3-day montage or something, and just kind of.
picking up pine cones, throwing them at each other. Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
Just tell us when to stop.
Okay. Well, so yeah, we can do like a sort of a couple day gap of time. So I will have just various like quick rolls from people to just see how well you make progress.
Okay.
And so I'll have each of you roll one thing, either strong to clear the way, or vigilant to sort of navigate through already trodden territory.
All right, I'll do strong.
Okay.
My vigilance 11.
Success.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I'll also
Okay.
do strong. That's a success.
Okay.
Do you need me to make strong or?
Yeah, strong or vigilant.
I'll do vigilant.
You're the vigilant one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
14. Nope. Oh no! Wait, no! Hold on. I take that back. I got 11. Excuse me.
Okay. So, and 11 is what your vigilant is, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so then you succeed.
Yes. All right.
All right. Yep. Maybe it was just something in the air that morning. Maybe it was the fact that you guys got to have quail scrambled egg breakfasts. But you guys are just making great time, going at a great pace, and everything seems to be coming up. Whatever this company's name is.
Here it comes.
And whatever you call your whatever this
I don't think we
group
came up with a name
is.
for ourselves
No,
yet.
yeah. I haven't come up with a name.
The Fifflethers. I don't know.
The Thistle
And,
Rangers.
Thistle Finders,
It's a
okay.
tough name, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Don't mess with them Thistle Finders.
It's a little eclectic.
Yep, and
Ooh, Thistle Trackers.
yep, yeah, and next thing you know, you guys are on the third day of just things going great as the sun starts to set, and you've been very confident in just feeling good as to the progress you've been making, and you haven't noticed anything since that first night, and so it's almost like it's in the rear view mirror for you guys at this point.
All right.
As you go to start setting up camp.
All right.
See, it was just friendly locals. Nothing to worry about.
I suppose. She will take second watch.
Yeah, that's what got me also.
Great.
All right, it's a Carl with an H. My bad.
Yeah, she'll take second watch, and probably let Ponder take last because he's probably been doing a lot of the heavy work, clearing things out, stuff like that. So I think tonight Ponder should probably get last watch.
All right, so Criven, would you like first watch or third watch?
I'll take third watch this time.
All right, and Willow, I'm assuming you're setting up your witch circle.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which
All right, then make me a resolute roll, please.
15, which is 15. I got it.
All right.
All right, the bad rolls are coming at some point. So
Yeah. yeah. As you're like setting up in your witch circle, you narrowly avoid a catastrophe. As you notice, you made a ever so small error in the preparation process that would have proven to make your witch circle ineffective. So you quickly rectify that and complete your witch circle.
It was. I always mispronounce that word. Okay, yeah, got it. Ooh, it looks around kind of like nobody noticed that. Okay, good.
Yep, and
good,
then
guys.
yep, and then just feel. Yep, just feel the magic activate in your witch circle, and you sort of just like settle down for the evening, and next thing you know, Secundero is lightly tapping your foot with his foot.
Oh,
It is your turn.
okay.
It has been
All right.
quiet.
All right. She stretches, gets up, kind of looks around, and kind of wherever the main spot has been, she'll kind of just sit down. What's the temperature like? Is it's warm?
The temperature itself is warm, but as you've been getting like further and further into the forest, the canopy is getting larger and larger, so it's letting less light and heat through the trees. So it's a bit on the cooler side than it would be if you were like just under the night sky.
Okay. She's gonna kind of just take a blanket and just kind of just try to kind of stay warm, and is just looking around. Is it time for a vigilant roll?
It is indeed time for a vigilant roll.
Okay. 14, and she failed it. God, I wish you had a push in this game. So,
And I also would like you to give me a
Wait.
discreet roll.
Can you take corruption to reroll?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, okay.
And
That was
I don't
just a
think I
dream.
want to. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to do that.
That'd be a great thing to take corruption for, though.
Oh, all right. Discreet. I rolled a 20.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah, so maybe
All right.
she kind of went like that. I'm up. So
Yep. And so you're sort of like keeping an eye out, and sort of looking around, and then all of a sudden, and I need you to make a quick roll for me, real quick.
roll.
Oh boy.
I got a 2 on a 7.
Okay, just narrowly you avoid an arrow that is shot in your direction and gets stuck into a tree that is right by you, avoiding your head by inches.
She's gonna say to the group, "Wake up, arrow." Can she determine what direction it came from?
It came from the direction that you were facing. It came slightly to the right of where you were facing.
All right, so she's gonna have her staff and she's gonna like tap the other guys, like hit them on the legs, like wake up, wake up.
What is it?
What? It's
Arrow
early
came
yet.
from, and then she's gonna point what direction. Somebody shot an arrow. As you can see, the arrow there. Somebody shot it from that direction.
Criven takes off into the thickness of the trees, trying to discreetly kind of shoot at an angle towards that direction.
All right. As you take off, make a discreet roll for me.
That's a 4.
4. Okay. You sort of quickly but quietly start making your way in the direction that the arrow came from, and you sort of make your way in a fair distance, and you're sort of looking around. Make a vigilance check for me as well.
Oof, I should have made vigilant a little bit higher. Lessons learned. That's an 11. It's a failure.
All right, so you're looking through the thicket, concealing yourself with the foliage, and just using the darkness around you to your advantage. And so you're confident that you are hidden, but you can't really see anything out here.
Mm-hmm. Criven's gonna have one hand on handle of their blade and one hand kind of resting on a bow.
All right, sounds good.
Just gonna kind of wait and listen and see if any pick up on anything, any movement.
Yeah. All right. And as you're sort of like staying put, nothing really, for a bit at least, nothing really stands out against the, just natural forest sounds, until you start hearing, heavy steps.
Hear what? Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hiccups.
Are we good? Good.
yeah.
Okay.
I
So-
heard hiccups.
So, yes, you heard decently heavy footsteps somewhere in the distance. They sound a bit ways off, but it sounds like heavy footfalls against the just various like fallen branches and then just general foliage of the forest. Maybe 50 feet away from you, give or take, but you can't really see anything.
Right. And is the pace of the footfalls like running speed? Is this moving?
No, it sounds more like walking.
Okay. Could Criven scale a tree again?
Sure.
Okay. So Criven's gonna scale a tree and slowly, quietly try to pick their way. Are the footsteps going towards or away? I guess is my first question. I should have asked that first.
Like from you or from where your teammates are?
To my best guess, just which one in relation to all 3 points?
It sounds like it's heading away from you, but staying more or less equidistant from where the party is.
Okay, so like circling around. I'll try to move at a pace that is not speeding, so I can still try to stay quiet, but trying to go faster than the pace that I can best guess. I want to try to catch up to, or at least get visual on this, whatever this is.
Okay, then I would like you to make a quick roll and then another discrete roll for me.
Sure. Oh no, that's a nat 20 on a quick roll. Still following with the discrete?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then a 3 on a discrete, so super success.
All right. So you sort of scale a tree, and you start hopping from tree to tree. But as you're making a jump from one tree to another, you misjudge the distance and you overshoot the tree. As you're thinking, oh fuck, you manage to sort of catch your foot on one of the branches to prevent yourself from falling down into the foliage and giving away your position. But in doing so, after you recover, you sort of like keep an ear out and you can't pick out the sounds of the footsteps anymore.
Okay. Criven's gonna stay put for another maybe 60 seconds just to see if pick up any other noise. And then if there isn't any other noise, Criven's gonna quietly try to make their way back to where the party is.
All right, sounds good. You don't really pick up anything else in the meantime, so you start making your way back. And in the meantime, while all that's going on, what's happening back at the camp? What's everyone else deciding to do? After they see Criven run into the forest after Willow gets nearly shot with an arrow.
I'm going to grab the arrow, which I stuck into a tree or something.
Yeah, it got
pulled out and examine. I'd like to try to see if I can figure out what the provenance of the arrow. What's the culture that made it?
Okay.
I guess that would be a cunning check.
I would say so, yes.
Oh, nat 20.
Ooh. Arrows, they've never really been your area of expertise. And you're thinking to yourself, you've probably seen a picture of this or like a drawing of this before, but that was in a book. And so you haven't really had to apply that information to real life. at least not in this like quick of a circumstance. So
Right.
to you, it's just like, well, that's an arrow that somebody
Yeah.
shot at us.
I'll study more later. And then I'm going to go, I guess, get my axe and then sort of take up a position on the edge of the circle and just kind of like circle around clockwise, just, keeping an eye out and trying to be vigilant as much as I can.
And Willow's going to do
Alright.
something similar. Just have her staff, and probably whatever side Ponder's on, she's going to be on the other side, looking, watching.
All right. So then, can both of you make vigilance checks for me? I feel like
Sure.
I'm always asking for so many
Huh?
vigilance checks, but
That's fine.
Ah,
That's what it is.
failure. 8/5.
I got a 6 success.
okay. So Ponder, you're keeping an eye out, but nothing's really catching your eye or ear. Willow, as you're walking, you sort of like stop and see maybe like 20 feet up a tree, about like maybe like 30 feet from you. You see a very faint orange glow, sort of just like standing out against the darkness, like very, very faint, but you notice it.
She's going to whisper to Secondaro, and then try to get his attention.
Secondaro sort of looks at you, and then he follows your gaze.
Yeah.
And
Do you see it?
I see it.
What do you think?
I have an idea, but I do not like it.
Okay.
Have you heard of glints?
No.
They are these, and he is speaking with a sort of like hushed tone, and sort of like as he is saying this, he is sort of like nudging you to just like act like you haven't seen it.
So she's gonna kind of just casually kind of look another direction while she's listening to him.
A glint is I suppose like a tick-like creature about the size of your fist, and they are known to sometimes inhabit people or creatures and sort of use them as hosts.
Oh, wonderful. Do they typically
Is,
move in
but it
groups?
is semi-reminiscent of what I have seen before.
Do they tend to run in groups, or
Sometimes. Typically, they come in no more than 2 or 3 at most. Many of them are by themselves.
she's trying to keep her voices low enough that maybe Ponder can hear it without going, "Hey, look over there." Not. to
Hey,
not
look
tip
at
them.
that fucking thing in the
Exactly.
trees.
Exactly. So if he
Alright,
doesn't hear, I mean, it's fine, but she's trying to keep it,
Alright.
kind of a "hey, up there" kind of thing.
Okay, so I guess I'll make a vigilance check modified by your, I don't know, persuasive? Resolute. What's your resolute modifier?
Me?
Well, her resolute is 15, if I remember
15, yeah.
correctly.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
So that would give me a +5.
Yes, it would.
All right. Perfect. I got a 10. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you got my attention.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So then I'll come over. What is it? Did you see something?
And then she's gonna kind of describe the orange glow or whatever she's kind of seeing. There's something out there, but let's try not to overreact. Is Criven is kind of circling the area, or
I would say I would say sort of like as Ponder like goes to sort of like C would be about when Criven would have made their way back to the camp from what they were doing.
So upon the description of this creature, or at least the naming of it by Secondero, I'd like to use my beast lore.
All right, go right ahead.
To get information. Fail.
Oh.
I rolled a 16 over my 15.
Oh no.
Well, you did point out the 2 optional rules to me. So, if you want to take a point of corruption,
I'll take a point of corruption.
I will allow you to re-roll.
I think it's 1 point. I don't know. I didn't actually read the rules. Just looked
Well,
up. Well,
I'm saying it's a 1 point.
I think it was 1-to-1. That makes. Hey, got a 2.
Nice.
All right. Significantly better.
Totally worth it.
Whoops, wrong book.
All right.
This one.
What are the monster's strengths and weaknesses?
What are the monster's strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah, so you get to describe the monster and its statistics, it says.
Okay.
Well, the GM does.
Yes. Okay. So, I like give you its stats and all that.
That's what literally what the effect says. The GM describes the monster and its statistics. So how do you want to do that?
All right, I just wanted to clarify that that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and I don't care if you do it with flavor or if you just give me a stat dump. But,
in the end, you're going to tell us what you want us to know.
All right. Well, based off of the name Glint, as Secondero said to Willow, they're a sort of like tick-like creature, about the size of a closed fist, with sort of like glowing luminescent insides that are like an orangish hue between like black carapace plates. And so glints themselves are they don't have any like special abilities per se, and all they can really do is bite, but they're fairly durable. So, but their true strength is from when they inhabit what is called a glint carrier, and glint carriers can more or less pass as whatever the glint is inhabiting. And it takes a keen eye to sort of discern a glint carrier from a normal person.
Oh, so it can inhabit a creature that is the glint carrier. I was thinking like a little cage or something.
Yes. No, it can inhabit a creature, and it usually rests sort of like in the throat.
It's Carl.
Right.
Yeah. Carl's been a glint carrier this whole time.
Oh no! I was petting his neck. I was
so-
petting the glint.
And
Yes,
when it would
but-
be in a creature, would you still be able to see the glowy bit, or would it just Because you said it passes
Yes.
for the creature.
If there are various ways to be able to sort of like discern a glint carrier. It can just be like a good vigilant check, or you can use things like witch sight to be able to sort of like reveal like its like true nature essentially.
Okay.
But as for stats of glints, it has 15 points in accurate, 9 points in cunning, 10 points in discreet, 5 points in persuasive, 11 in quick, 10 in resolute, 13 in strong, and 7 in vigilant.
Jeez.
Okay.
Nasty critter.
Now, when Secondero spotted these things, did he spot them because of the glow, or did he recognize the sound, or?
When you would know that because when they're inhabiting a host, they don't really make a sound. So you gather that he recognized it from the glow that Willow pointed out to him. But when they are not inhabiting a host, they do make a sort of distinct buzzing sound.
Okay, so it's possible then that we have both inhabiting glints and uninhabiting glints to deal with. The glowy ones would not be inhabiting something if we can see them, and then if we can't see the others, then they just might be hiding in the dark. All right, so I'll quickly relay what I know about glints. Point out that they have high, they are quick and deadly and strike hard and fast.
Yes.
But they don't have any other special powers beyond being able to inhabit a host and hide in that way.
Yes, and while you know like the distinct, stats and characteristics of a glint itself, it's not as easy to characterize the traits of a glint carrier because they are subject to be different from host to host to host.
Yep. And do they tend to be hostile? Or are they just territorial?
Typically, yes, they do tend to be hostile. They're just like they're a wild parasitic creature.
Gotcha. All right, they would attack us to try to inhabit us. All right. Any insights on how to fight them other than just to squish them?
Are you asking me, the GM, or are you asking the party?
A little bit of both. Basically, from that cunning test, are there any insights on battling them beyond just squishing them?
Yes. You know that they have sort of like natural armor, so they're a bit harder to just hurt normally. So they you have to make sure you hit them good and hit them hard. Probably better to use like a bludgeoning something or another than a piercing or slashing, I guess.
Well, we have what we have. Okay, so we seem to be dealing with a group of glints, so try not to get bitten.
Willow saw the one in the tree, and we don't know for sure if the arrow came from a carrier, but we have to assume that is the case. Did you see anything when you ran out there?
No, I heard some heavy footfalls walking as if they were circling around us.
All right. And he sort of like looks back in the direction of not where Criven had returned from, but the direction of where he saw the possible glint in the tree, and says, "If that is in fact a glint, we cannot afford to fall asleep around it, so we need to take care of it as quickly as possible."
Would it be advisable to just move, or is it not wise to travel at this time of night?
Moving could be a viable option. I would say we would have to leave the ox because it would certainly give away our position.
That would
But-
mean leaving behind the cart as well.
But it is an option.
I'd rather not abandon Carl and the cart at this point.
Not just yet. All right. You ever
We
dealt with
may-
one of these things, Secondaro?
I typically don't have to deal with the bugs themselves. I've only really had to deal with the carriers, and subsequently by killing the carrier, it is very easy to kill the creature itself. However, killing the carrier, depending on what it is inhabiting, can prove more of a challenge.
If Willow looks in that direction, does she still see the light?
Yeah, you still see the light.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure
It looks like it's
hasn't moved or.
It looks like it's moved slightly, but it's still in the same general spot that you saw it.
Okay.
Why don't we gather around the camp, each facing outward, douse our light sources, and wait to see if it comes after us. Perhaps it'll just move on.
Criven, how good a shot are you?
A decent shot. I suppose another thing we could try is to take it out and antagonize it and gang up on it.
We only see the one, so it is a viable strategy. However, we still don't know what shot the arrow at Willow. And if that is the same thing that you heard walking around in the forest. So, I'm not opposed to the idea, but we need to be smart about doing it.
Or do we call out, let them know that we know they're there? See if they reveal themselves. Because we still don't know how many or what's out there.
That is certainly a strategy.
But I'm not a warrior, so
These carriers, these hosts still have their own free will? Are they able to cognitize, or?
It is difficult to discern, but from my encounters with it, if they are cognizant still within their own bodies, they have lost all control of their motor functions.
I don't suppose it's ever possible to extricate the glint without killing the carrier.
I have not tried. I won't say that it is impossible. It would certainly prove difficult, though.
All right.
But I am not opposed to trying. I've always had to do it by myself.
All right. Well, I feel like I could take a shot from here if you all feel like that's the best course. Might be best to deal with it here and now.
I think so.
It doesn't seem any worse than any other idea, so let's go for it.
All right.
Agreed. All right. So make me a accurate roll
Okay.
at accurate at no modifier.
Okay. Hey, a nice 5. That's a success. 5 out of 13.
All right, and now I gotta fucking remember how much a longbow does as far as damage goes.
I got
He
you.
has that written down.
Baller.
1d8.
Should be on there.
1d8. All right.
My turn. Let's see how you like it. That's a solid 8.
All right. You sort of like take aim, and you see the glint sort of start to move, and sort of as it sort of starts to take flight, you loose the arrow and shoot it out of the air, and you see the sort of like orange luminescent figure go from sort of like almost like dancing, floating in the air, to just falling from the sky, and falls about the 20 or so feet to the forest floor.
That's a hell of a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It was a hell of a shot indeed. And he sort of just pats you on the shoulder.
Maybe rubs it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gives a nice squeeze.
Nice. Let's just hope that might have done it. And
Sweat on the ass. Way to go, champ.
yeah. Second arrow just goes wide. Is it moving?
It is from here it's a bit hard to discern, but Secundero says it is likely not dead yet, but it does have an arrow shooting out of its body, and it is not very big, so we could leave it, and it would most likely die eventually of its injury, or we could go over and make sure it is finished now.
I say kill it.
Yeah. May as well put it out.
Yeah, let's put it out of its misery.
All right. So, putting aside the bow and drawing the blade. I'll head out that way.
But remember, we need bludgeoning.
I don't have any.
Ponder, do you have big boots?
I could stomp on it, I suppose.
All right.
But you could just as easily stomp on it or pick up a rock. Or just
It's true.
stab it.
That's true.
Just stab it real good.
Just grab the arrow and kind of whisk it around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just make pancake mix of its insides.
I call this one the Thistle Blender.
I wonder if its goo would be any good for alchemy.
Yeah. All right, as you sort of walk over to it, as you get closer, you start hearing a sort of like pained screeching sound, as this like as was described, this sort of like large tick-like creature about the size of your hand, sort of on its back, just like flailing its legs painfully in the air, as it's sort of like rolling a little bit with just this comparably large arrow just jutting out of its body, and it is just like screeching, and it is sort of like leaking this glowing orangish yellow blood out of its body.
I'd like a sample of that after it's dead. And she kind of looks at either of them like.
Oh, you came with us too?
Oh yeah, she's kind of bringing up the rear,
Okay.
just kind of still looking around to see if there's more. But she just kind of mutters like, "I'd like a sample of that once it's dead."
I'll hang, trail along as well, just to keep us all together.
All right.
I may have a small box on the cart that we could store it in.
She
That's
kind
a
of
good
reaches in
thinking.
her belt, and she's got like little pouches, almost like little
vials.
vials. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for, to kind of scoop some of it up. And she kind of look at them like, somebody gonna kill it?
Yeah, Criven's gonna try to, keep it from screeching anymore and to put it out of its pain. So, what can I roll to coup de grace? Or make an attack roll?
Coup de grace. Sure. I say make an accurate roll with +5 because it is basically an unmoving object.
Okay. And I'll roll once, but if it doesn't kill it, I might roll again for my twin attack.
Okay.
I mean, it's what, accurate?
Yes.
Shoot.
With +5.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So 14 plus 5, that out of 18, that hits. So the Falx, the curved blade, sinks point first into where I assume its throat and vitals are going to be.
Yeah. You sort of like go and like slice away at it, and you notice like just how hard this like the exterior of this creature is, and you're like pretty astonished that your arrow was able to like pierce through it because you must have hit it just right. And so you do manage to sort of like gouge away at it, but it just like lets out an even more pain, just screech, and still seems to be barely clinging on to life.
Ponder, step on it.
All right, I'll try to stomp on it. I guess just strong.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
And then you figure out how much damage a stomp is. Okay, success.
All right. We'll say it does enough to just put this wailing creature out of its misery.
Okay.
This
It's
horrible.
already cracked down the middle,
Yes,
so it just splits open. And
You have this horrible shrieking bug out of its misery. And then just,
I'm sorry, I think I may have snapped your arrow too.
yeah, you just bring your boot down onto this creature, and it just like lets out this like horrible combination of crunching and squelching sounds as you just like bury your boot into this massive bug.
Willow's gonna take out her knife and just kind of dig some of the goo out and just kind of tap it into a vial, seal it up. And does it stay orange? Like, is it like, what does it look like?
Yeah, it still has like a I mean, you got like a little bit of like carapace in there also, so there are like tiny little black flecks here and there, but by and large, it is still this like yellowish orange color.
Okay. That's all she wanted. I'm just gonna seal it up.
You just scrape it from the taffy pole that is Ponder's foot to the carcass.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Just gonna scrape it off, just tap it in, be like,
Ew.
and then when she's down, she's just kind of looking around, just seeing if sees any more.
All right, make a vigilant check for me.
18. She don't notice shit. So.
Okay. Yep, you're looking around sort of for that for like a similar like orangish yellowy glow like up in the trees, and nothing's really catching your eye. It all just looks like darkness right now.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's get back into the circle and keep an eye out for more.
Agreed.
Back to the circle. So.
And keep an eye out for whoever or whatever shot that arrow at Willow. It may be glint connected, or it could just have been a coincidence. Either way, it was clearly a hostile entity, and we need to keep our eyes about us.
Should we double up on the watch?
It could not hurt.
Yeah.
Is it common for things to be able to see in the dark in this world? At least to the PC's knowledge.
Yes. I mean, they don't really have like dark vision as like a common like trait among creatures or like anything comparable. So it would be more like a specialized thing depending on just like training and background and that sort of thing. But I would say it's not the most common thing, no.
All right. So I suggest we douse any lights and stay close to each other. Put out my torch.
Who Secondaro had just finished his watch, right?
Yeah, and it was Willow's.
Yeah, and it was Willow's when the arrow got shot at her.
Okay. I'll offer to stay up with Willow to complete the rest of the watch.
Okay. No, she's probably not gonna be able to get back to sleep. So
I'll try to take a quick nap.
Secondaro will also try to take a quick nap, and then he will join Ponder when Criven and Willow deem they are done.
Okay. Another vigilant watch, or?
Yes. I will say I'll have one of you do it at a +2.
That's all you.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll say at a +2 because, someone is helping you, but also it is still very dark.
I got a 9 on an 11. So.
All right. You sort of like keep an eye out and an ear out. And it does sound like there could possibly be something like way off in the distance.
Okay.
Like you can just like barely hear it.
Okay. She'll mention this to Griven, but he's definitely more of a skilled warrior to be like, yeah, that's far enough away. I think we're all right, probably.
Yeah, not much we can do about it from here,
Yeah.
other than just monitor.
Yeah.
Keep your head low.
Okay. All right. That's about all we do on our watch. So.
All right. Not many words are shared as you sort of just like keep your wits about you.
Yeah, she's just head on a swivel, as they say.
All business.
Yeah. And so next thing we know, it is Ponder and Secondaro's go for watch. And since I am the GM and I do not roll dice in this game, Ponder, you got to roll me a vigilant roll at a +2.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said Ponder. I was typing at the time, and so it was like it took a second to filter in. I'm vigilant. Yes.
Yes. I was
Not
like,
the-
I was
natural
like,
20. I shouldn't have rolled.
Oh no.
I was like, are we muted right now? Did he
No.
mute
Yeah.
us? What's going on?
Yeah.
It just took a second for to filter in that you said ponder.
You had a
Buffalo.
real life. You had a real life poor vigilant check.
Yeah. Oh, well, you sort of like take a look around, but you don't really see or hear anything over the course of your watch, and you know, it just you just feel kind of distracted the whole time, like you're not really able to focus, and so if there was anything out
Thinking about
there,
glint lore. Yeah.
yes,
Did I forget anything?
he's like,
Did they turn invisible?
He's like, I need to know more about these bugs.
Yeah.
And
My notebook out, taking notes and
yeah,
I'll
so
be described
he's
as
just got his mind on other things, and so he doesn't really feel like it was a super productive watch. And Sicandero was clearly like trying to like keep his wits about him, but he he finds himself sort of like dozing off every once in a while before like trying to like snap himself back into it. But overall, not the most productive watch, unfortunately.
best time to roll a 20 then when there's nothing there to see.
Does it make
As far as you know.
Does it make everybody else nervous how many times we've collectively failed a vigilant check during a night watch and nothing's happened?
Don't give them ideas.
Uh-oh.
The things that are following us well and easily.
They very much do not even have to try. They're just doing it effortlessly.
They're half asleep. Yeah,
That's why we can't see them. They're so still.
that's right. That's right. We're rolling 20s when they were snoring. So,
Yeah.
so
What's the big one doing? It's still not enough.
It's like, he's not really in it right now.
Is the old
Let's
man
not-
still? Is the old man still petting the ox? That's weird.
It's like, he's even doing it in his sleep now. What the fuck?
Yeah.
these guys are creepy. We need to put them down.
Yeah.
Especially the old man first. So.
All right. So then next morning, we are still alive.
Yep. Still alive. A bit frazzled, but
Yeah.
still alive.
Okay. All right. Do we begin our morning preparations, or
A glint just like bursts out of one of our chests.
Yep. Yep. Criven is just starts having like chest spasms, and a glint just explodes out of them.
hello, my baby, hello, my darling. Okay. So
All
should we begin our normal search for food thing, or
Yep,
are
as
we,
you wish.
Okay. Just wondering just how further you wanted to go tonight. So
Yeah, probably not a ton further, but you know, I'm waiting to see. I'm seeing where the moment takes us.
I got you. Okay. All right.
I don't know if I want to go hunting for. I don't foraging this morning. I kind of feel like rations on the trail and getting the hell out of here might be more comfortable.
I second that.
Okay. All right. So she'll start to just pack up, and let's get ready to go then.
Yeah, and I'm checking everything twice, turning it around, making sure there's no bugs hiding in it.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's a good idea.
Backside as I put it away. Check underneath Carl and all his hidden places.
I won't make you roll a vigilant check for that, but we will say that you were very, very thorough, looking through everything that morning.
Cavity search.
making sure that there were not any large tick creatures in or on anything.
I got an itch on my back. What is it? What is it?
Yeah. Oh, it's a thistle.
Oh, shit.
Like, oh, it's the
Wow.
thing we're looking for. It's just there now.
I was sleeping on it.
All right,
Then I
so we
guess
move on.
We're moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. And so you guys start walking, and Ponder, if you are clearing the path, could you make me a strength check real quick?
Sure. Succeeded.
Succeeded. Okay.
Yeah.
So you start busting away at the foliage, like no problem, like always. But then sort of like as you're chipping away, one of the as you start getting like deeper in, the sort of path becomes sort of more it starts slowly becoming more like thorny and brambly, so it starts becoming slowly a bit more miserable as you start getting as you all sort of like start getting these like little tiny cuts here and there just from these viney these like thorny vines just like nicking you ever so slightly.
Is there any other way to go around? I mean, let's kind of look. I mean, is this it? I mean, there's no path that anybody else has used before.
Make a vigilant check for me, Willow.
Yep. 2.
2. Okay. So you start like looking around, and you're like, there has to be a more productive way to do this.
There has to be.
And as you're looking around, you sort of like take a look behind you, and you notice that there was like sort of these brambly thorns behind you when you know that there were not any there before.
That seems odd.
Yeah. Is this something she might be familiar with?
As you and sort of like as you are looking around, because you rolled so well, you see sort of just like almost like bits and pieces of these sort of like vines, just like every once in a while in various spots, almost like twitch a little bit.
All right, so we've been hacking our way through it, and are these the bits that we've hacked through? Seem to be twitching a little bit.
You can't. No, the fallen bits are not like the things that are like flailing around. It's like
this is new vines.
It's like the intact vines.
Okay, all right. Well, we either keep going forward, because I think the path behind us is going to start closing.
These vines are closing in on us, you say?
I can't tell. It's very confusing.
Are there more vines? Are there more vines ahead, or is it just in our immediate surroundings? Like how far ahead do they stretch?
It looks like they're ahead of you as well, but Willow, I would say, sort of it like a passive glance, they all sort of like look the same, but you notice that like the sort of like vines and sort of like branches that Ponder had been chopping away at, the look different than They look very similar, but they look different from the vines that are sort of like now behind you, and most of the vines that are sort of like ahead of and around you. Almost like they were trying to mimic them in a way.
Secondero. Does this look familiar?
Everyone.
Are you conveying this information to everyone?
Yeah. She's kind of letting everybody kind of know what she's seen, and then so she's asking Secondero to see if he recognizes anything like these moving vines.
Right. I'm going to pull out my notebook and start making some sketches and taking some notes about behavior.
This could be bad or very bad.
This reminds me of something I saw on the Bad Batch.
Everyone, don't move. And can everyone make me a resolute roll?
All
All right.
right.
Success.
Failed.
And I succeeded.
All right, failed, Willow.
Yeah.
You always got to sneeze the second you don't have to move.
Yep.
And so as Secondero says to everyone, don't move, Willow sort of like in the process of him saying that takes like one step back, and you feel like a sharp piercing pain around your ankle and leg as one of the vines has wrapped around you and starts dragging you off into the forest.
Oh boy!
And that's where we'll stop.
Oh,
No!
wonderful.
Yep.
Get our healer.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw The Evil Dead. I know what.
Oh no!
Oh God, not the vine rape scene.
Yeah. Well, that was wonderful. Thank you.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
We'll pick up again next week and see what happens to poor Willow.
Yeah.
Or if they just decide, she was a liability anyway.
It was good while it
Like,
lasted.
I know she's our party healer, but we're better off without her.
Exactly. We got some bandages. Right?
Our forest guide, our best night watch. Yeah, we could do it. Our magic
right.
user.
All right, that was awesome. Thank you. So
Thank you.
We will play again next Wednesday, and that will be episode 5 of Light and Shadows. Anybody have anything they want to plug, advertise before we wrap up for the evening?
Check out Hudspeth Games at drivethrurpg.com. Link in the description.
At J. Gilman Card is my handle. Find me on stuff. Watch me draw. Watch me talk voiceover. Woohoo!
Alrighty. We here at the channel, tomorrow night is the beginning of season 2 of Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Woohoo!
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, very excited. It's been a while.
It has been a while, but the pack is back.
Nice.
Is that the episode name?
No, it's actually the episode name is Out of Sync.
Oh, okay.
But
That would have been very good, though.
Yeah, the pack is back. Pack is back might be part of maybe some advertising tomorrow. We'll see.
There you go.
Yeah.
But again, I want to thank everybody who joined the stream tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. If you haven't already, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and you can continue to hang out with this bunch and with the other games we've got going on. So we will wrap up for the evening. Thanks again, everybody, and we will see you next Wednesday then. Good night.
Thanks, everybody.